What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Simulation for the Nation, and welcome to this devblog roundup for Farming Simulator 19. We're going to cover devblogs 1 and 2 today, so we're going to kind of have a recap and go through everything that we've got to date. So without further ado, let's get into it. The arrival of devblog 1, about 2 weeks ago now, brought with it some news about the new roles you can play within Farming Simulator, the new difficulty levels, and the option to have a placeable yard. The two are kind of intertwined, and we'll get into the reasons for that later on down the line. With the improved farm creation, as it's been described, we are able to start your gameplay in 3 different levels. You either have a new farmer, farm manager, and start from scratch, each escalating in its difficulty level as you progress. New farmer is a balanced starting experience that gives you some equipment and a small farm ready to be upgraded. This mode is similar in playstyle to previous Farming Simulator games and recommended for new players. So if you just want to have a play around, get used to the machinery, find out your kind of starting level, New Farmer is definitely for you. If you're a bit of a Farming Sim vet and you want to just jump in there and make it a little bit more challenging, you head straight to Farm Manager. This gives you a large amount of money but no farm equipment to speak of, so you have to go in there, you have to buy your own equipment for the size of the fields that you have. This leaves you totally open to build the farm of your dreams, picking a prime starting location, and crafting everything from the produce to the aesthetics. And finally, start from scratch, where you start with money and nothing else. This is the most hardcore option, enabling realistic settings and starting you with no land, no farm, and limited money. For this, of course, you're going to need to plan carefully, and we're excited to see which areas of the map become optimal starting locations. Now, what I really love about that, before you go any further, is that if you take any individual map, in theory, they're all going to be played differently. They're going to be completely differently planned, differently played, different buildings, different vehicles brought in, of course, but no 2 farms in theory will be the same design and the same build, which I think is fantastic to bring in. So even when we start out on FS19, we'll have 3 maps available. They're all going to look completely different because we'll all choose to build them in our own way, and I think that is fantastic. And it really does begin to enhance the whole experience of controlling everything about the farm. In addition to that, of course, it also allows for a fantastic multiplayer feature. If you and up to 4 or 5 other people, if you all join the same map, you can have a different area, you can kind of split the map up into different areas, and you can all just go out there and again build your entirely different farms. I think that's a fantastic touch there. Really is going to make it for very interesting. We can move pasture lands around, so we can have different arable land or different farms. You can have an arable farm setup, you can have a livestock setup, you can move different nav meshes and placeable cattle areas, placeable sheep areas, so you can all have your own integrated farm, which I think is fantastic. The first devblog goes on to say, naturally modern is fully supported in these improved systems. Industrious community members are invited to create their own farmhouses, husbandries, farm silos, and anything else for the placeable system. Meanwhile, mod maps can define their own purchasable areas with which NPCs are associated with them, how much they cost, and even how they are included in a new farmer starting mode. So that means that when we have new developers or creators making new maps, they can define the buildings that will be placeable and exactly how many buildings somebody would start off with in the brand new map, which I think is very, very interesting. So the big question is for everybody really, how would you want to play Farming Simulator 19? Which method would you choose to start with? Are you going to go bare bones, start with nothing and build yourself up? Are you going to give yourself a bit of a supporting hand there? Perhaps have a bit of a backbone, so a few bits of machinery, maybe a few buildings? Or are you going to just roll in there and have a play around first off and see what's coming up? Let's put your comments down below. I'd love to know your opinions on which way you kind of want to start with this. And then this week saw devblog number 2 drop. First of all, we should notice that we had a different fixture working on what would appear to be the American map. The John Deere and the Elmer Grain Chaser working in tandem, leading off the Massey Ferguson Ideal Combine. Looks very interesting. Can't wait to get some more photos of all of the equipment here because it all looks fantastic. The new mission system is here and it looks like it's going to be fantastic and very detailed and something we've sorely missed for many, many months now. The devlog read as this. First of all, you no longer need to travel across the map to interact with mission givers. A new contracts menu lists every mission that's currently available, detailing how much money you will get for completing it, as well as what you'll be expected to do. This means less time spent going between missions and more doing what you want to do, farming. There is also no longer time limits on missions, and you can save while a mission is in progress, so you can work at your own pace. Now that alone is fantastic. For me, for several reasons. One, there's no time limit on it, so if you can't finish it, you have to go out, that's no problem, you're done. You can come back to it when you next get back onto your game. That is great. The fact that there's a missions menu, so you can just scroll through the menu, find the correct mission that you want to do. No cycling between missions, no kind of flying across the map trying to find the right field with the right mission for your choice, and I think that is fantastic. The picture looks really interesting because the pictures both look really interesting because this time we can use more than one vehicle. If we're combining a field, we don't just combine it with some magical unlimited grain tank. It needs to be emptied. We have to bring a tractor and trailer in of some description to empty that grain tank, and I think that is so far for me one of the defining features that we've seen to date. The idea that we can use our own equipment and therefore get more money for it is perfect as well. I think that's really ideal. If you're starting off on the start from scratch difficulty level, when you build up enough equipment to do this, you can start to use your own equipment, get more money, and then build on again, and so the cycle will always continue. I think that is very, very good and very much refined, and I think it's a massive improvement from what was already a good foundation. The blog goes on to say, we've also given you the option to complete missions without leasing the equipment. This has two benefits. First, you'll get more money from the mission, as we just discussed, as you won't have to pay for the lease. Second, it allows you to use your own equipment for missions, meaning as you build up a speciality in the garage, you can take on more missions and make more money to expand your farm. Leasing is still available for for early game and those that might want to try out new vehicles before buying them. So it's like demoing a combine. You can bring a combine in, roll it around the field, see if you like it. If you do, great, you can go and buy it when you've got enough money. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. I think that is very, very good. Really do like the way that's going. We've also added a new mission type, hay and silage baling. This will evolve every step of the process, from cutting the grass to turning it into bales and finally delivering it. Weeding missions are now available on their own category, which is a fantastic step. Rather than purely part of the fertilization process, including using a new spray tool on more developed weeds. So again, not only have we got refined missions, but we've got more in-depth as well. I always thought it was weird that we'd end up swathing a load of straw after we've combined the field, and then it miraculously disappears. I thought that was always missing, and it's great that we can bring the baler in as well. The blog goes on to say, transport missions are also returned from Farming Simulator 15, asking you to deliver goods from one place to another throughout the map. Take a serene drive through a new landscape of our upgraded game engine and make some money whilst you're at it. And do you know why that's also good? If you're looking to develop a new farm somewhere in a different part of the map and you're not too sure, take a mission, have a drive around the map there, and you're getting paid to look at what you want to see. I think that's perfect. And finally, missions are being added to multiplayer, letting you complete them cooperatively. This gives you more things to do with other players than ever before, and ties into the larger improvements for multiplayer in Farming Simulator 19. Overall, I love the approach they're taking here. The fact that they're tying so many different facets in together is fantastic. I like the extra detail they've gone into. Missions has always been a great approach to me for revenue generation. And also reducing the price of fields. I think that's fantastic. But now with the added depth, you can complete a full farming cycle, really, from stubble to stubble, do all the jobs required, and still come out making money off the back of it, which is perfect. So that is it for the 2 dev vlogs this week. Thank you ever so much for watching. A nice short little update for you. My name has been Simulation for the Nation. I hope you have enjoyed. Please do drop any comments and feedback you have down below. I'd love to get your opinions on what we keep hearing on a daily basis with FS19 and its continued development. Coming up, I look forward to seeing more little tidbits, little Easter eggs that we find out. I understand there's not going to be a dev vlog for some time now because all of the Giants team are preparing for the next reveal, the software reveal. I believe that may be Gamescom. So keep an eye out on the social media forums for that, and I'm sure we'll find out more in due course. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, but most importantly, happy farming.